Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. I had a couple of requests for some complete flip-throughs of some books that a couple of you subscribers seen when I was doing all my videos of my coloring book collection. So I am going to do some complete flip-throughs of a few books that a couple of you wanted to see. The first ones I am going to go through are the books by J.N. Sheets. She's got a couple of holiday type books out. Let me put these over here. Okay, so the first one I am going to flip through is this cute little book. It's called Dainty Damsels Holiday Coloring Book. Again, J.N. Sheets. I'll have to double check and see if these are available on Amazon also. I believe I purchased all of these from Etsy, from her Etsy shop. And I can link to her Etsy shop down below also. I do also have a couple of PDFs that I purchased from her, and I did print out the cover page from those books, so I'll show you that too. But this is the Dainty Damsels Holiday Coloring Book. I did get a signed copy from her. Here's the copyright info. Here's a little intro from J.N. Sheets. Now it says, I kind of like this, it says, do you see spots? If you do, then make sure you use a blank piece of paper under the picture when coloring. So in other words, if you can see through this with your coloring medium that you're using, it's going to go through the paper and you want to put something behind. So let's get into the pictures themselves. Let's see if I'm centered here. Aren't they adorable? I love her drawings. I think they are so cute. So this is a rather small holiday book. It is not real thick. But look at them poinsettias. Wouldn't that be pretty with shading? But yeah, they're just adorable pictures. Kind of, you know, with the bigger eyes, sort of in the chibi style. Like many other books, some pictures are more detailed and others are not. Snowflakes. It's so cute. Kitty as a present. And then that is the end. So it is a rather thin, smaller book. Okay, so the other one that I got from her is, again, Dainty Damsels, but this is the Halloween collection. This is your regular size coloring book. It is not the smaller size like this one is, if you can see the comparison. It's a little bit wider at the top, but it is shorter. Again, I got a signed copy from her. So I do believe I did purchase all of these off of her Etsy shop. She does have a Facebook group that she lists in here. Again, a blank page to test out your mediums on. And again, says, if you see spots, you better use a sheet behind to prevent from bleeding through onto your next page. So here we go with her Halloween themed book. Again, just adorable pictures. Look at that spider. Kitty cat. They're all dressed up in Halloween garb. Oh, that's adorable. Mermaid. Oh, look at the princess. And a fairy. Some finer artwork in the background and then some more darker lines in the foreground. I like that one too. Oh, look at the hair on this little girl. The blending and shading could be really pretty on that one. Oh, that one too. There is your typical Halloween picture, right? Then it talks about other books by J.N. Sheets. And it says you can find them all on Amazon. Not sure. I don't think these are coloring books, though. These might just be books to read. Young Adult Paranormal Mysteries. So I think, yeah, those are just books to read. So she is besides an artist, she is also a writer. Okay, then I do just want to show you the cover book, or the cover page of a couple of books that I purchased in PDF form from her Etsy shop. This one is called Dainty Damsels Holiday Collection from 2018. Beautiful, beautiful pictures, again, in this book. If you're interested, go and look at her Etsy shop. Again, I will try to remember to link her shop down below in the description. And then I do also have the Dainty Damsels Halloween Collection, which is a little bit different than this, I do believe. Unless it's the exact same. I think it is, has different images in it. Otherwise, it's just PDF form of this. But the covers are different, so... I know this one is different than the hardcover book that I have, as you can see. This one I'm thinking is different also. But I'll have to check into that. But, okay, so those are the J.N. Sheets books that I have. Now, the other request that... Okay, I am back. I'm not sure what happened during the recording when I started talking about these mandala books. I did get through the J.N. Sheets books, and I'm not going to start this video completely over and go back through these. So I'm just going to try to, when I edit, I'll cut out the beginning of this and we'll just start from these books. So again, these are the books by Suzanne F. Fincher, and it is books 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it is a series. They are called Coloring Mandalas. Each book is representing a different type of spirituality or, you know, whatnot. This one is for insight, healing, and self-expression, and there are 48 sacred circle designs for people of all ages. So, these books are all ring-bound with extra, you know, what would you call it, cardboard binding on the outside of the rings. These are not your typical mandala books that we color in, that we're used to seeing. These delve much deeper into what mandalas represent, the different types of mandalas. There's a whole bunch of writing in the beginning of these books that delves into the inner depths of what mandalas mean, the different types of mandalas and what they mean. Here it talks about the colors and what each color means. Like red is an energizing, stimulating color. Blue is the color of clear sky, suggesting infinite space, the heavens, and eternity. Yellow, green, orange. So it goes through all the colors and what they represent. Kind of interesting. Then it goes through a number of different pictures, talks about those particular mandalas. Then we get into the mandalas for coloring. Gives you a blank one, an empty one, and then it gets into some of the pictures. Now you're going to see these are quite simplistic. The majority of them are quite on the simpler side, especially in this first book. I'm really having a hard time with this paper. apologize for the noise as each page goes over on the ring binding. This is another empty one, and it talks about each one down here on the previous page. Wow, I am having problems here. So they are very different than what we are used to seeing in our typical mandala book. Get you up here more center stage here. I'm just doing flip throughs. So yeah, these are, you know, really different looking than what we are used to. These would probably work great with markers. Kind of big open spots for gel pens or pencils, so I would think markers would probably be your best bet. Again, if they're alcohol markers, remember to definitely put cardstock behind. So that is book 1. Here is book 2. This one is for balance, harmony, and spiritual well-being. There are 72 designs in this particular book, so a little more than the previous book. Again, it gives you an introduction, talks about the types of mandalas that are in this particular book, and then there are no pictures at the beginning of this particular book. We get right into the mandalas for coloring. I believe my daughter-in-law colored a few out of this one. I think I colored one in here too, long time ago. I've had these books for a long time. I originally started coloring probably about, oh gosh, probably like anywhere between 15 to 20 years ago. When there were only Dover books out, remember that? There were no other coloring books out. Oh yeah, I did that one. And I was having such a hard time with this paper when I recorded this the first time. I was glad to get through with the video, and then, yeah, something happened. I think I might have hit my remote when I was putting a book over on the pile, and it might have shut the camera off. Hate it when that happens. It happened to me yesterday, too, when I was doing my first video of the diamond painting mini-series that I'm going to be doing. Yeah, so I completely, there's one my daughter-in-law colored. I completely redid that video this morning, my intro to diamond painting. So I could get off some stuff off my desk and had room to put these books. Didn't have a choice but to redo that video before I could do these flip throughs. Come on, don't be difficult. Have to remember to keep an eye now on my iPad over here to make sure it's still recording. I don't know if she had started this one too. There's one she started. kind of going through these a little fast, but just to give that particular subscriber an idea of what's in each of these books, and for all of you too. I don't mean this is just for her. This is for everybody. Anybody and everybody that particularly likes mandalas and have kind of wondered about the background meaning behind them. We all know that there is, or we should know, many of us do, know there is a meaning behind the scenes to mandalas and what they represent. Both the designs inside and also the circular format of mandalas. There is a deeper meaning. Much of it which is beyond me and my knowledge of mandalas. Here you can create your own mandalas in the back. So if you are artistic or you like to design, that's a neat feature. Okay, let's move on to book number 3. This one is Circles of the Sacred Feminine. This one has 50 designs in it. Let's see if I can smooth this cover down so I can get the pages through easier. Again, in the beginning, it talks all about the mandalas, what they represent. This one is mandalas and the sacred feminine. There is a prayer to the Earth Mother in the beginning here. And as in the other books, goes through a description of what these particular mandalas represent. Different traditions, Hindu traditions, and things like that. Then there are always references to the books that they refer to in these introduction pages. This one particular book does have pictures in the front and explanations on what those pictures are representing. Then we get into the mandalas for coloring. Shift it down a little. Again, mostly simplistic in nature, but would be fun, again, with markers, I think. Some of them are quite different than what we picture the traditional mandala to look like. But this is representative of what mandalas initially represented, what they initially looked like, and then kind of developed into what we see now in our mandala coloring books. They all stemmed from these type of symbolic pictures. So these mandala books are not going to be for everyone. It is more for the person that wants to know the background behind mandalas and what they truly do represent, wants to kind of read the story behind the scenes. The book keeps shifting as I flip through the pages. I apologize if I get out of screen at all with them. More detailed one there. Kind of there too. That's pretty though. Then it talks about, for those who wish to draw a mandala, gives you the basic grid and how you can go about creating your own mandalas. And it gives you your starting points around the circle. So it gives you a few back here where you can draw your own. Kind of a neat feature for any of you that are more artistic than I am. And one more. So that is, almost hit my remote again. That would not be good. That was book 3. Then on to book 4. This one is for confidence, energy, and purpose. This one has 42 designs in it. Again, I'm going to try to get this down to binding there. As in the others, gives you the introduction to what these particular mandalas represent. Coloring versus creating mandalas. How to use this book. Again, the references are all over here, and then we get into the mandalas for coloring. So I'm going to try to splice together as seamlessly as I can the first part of this video with the J.N. Sheets books and transition it into these mandala books as best I can. If you notice kind of a quick changeover with no explanation why, now you know the explanation. I blame it on the weather. Some of these would be quite fun to color. That's kind of neat. Things you will not find in your typical mandala book, that's for sure. Then again, we get back to these pages where you can create your own. So there are some empty sheets in the back, again with your starting reference points, the dots that go around the circle. So that is book 4. So we have book 1, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then the J.N. Sheets books. If I can find these on Amazon yet, like I said, I bought these a long time ago and I'm not even sure if they're available anymore, but I will look, and if I can find them, I will leave links to everything down below. I will also leave a link to J.N. Sheets Etsy shop. If I can find these on Amazon, I will also leave those links down below. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not a subscriber of mine yet, please consider doing so. I hope everybody has a terrific day and happy coloring.